one pour more here, going over the different techniques you can create with your at-home pour kit, or if you have all of these supplies at home, of course. So the second basic technique we're going to go over is a favorite of people, and it's a dirty pour technique. Dirty pour meaning we are taking our colors and stacking them into a cup before we create the technique. So I'm going to put my empty cup right here. Again, an 8x10 requires 5 ounces of paint. And then I've got my individual colors, blue, turquoise, and gold here. And what I'm going to do is just stack those. So the first color in is going to be the last color you pour out of the cup, so it tends to be in the center. Keep that in mind. And also, if you poured all of your turquoise in, then all of your gold and all of your blue, then one of your colors is probably going to end up off the edge of the painting and not in the painting at all. That's why we stack the colors. And again, you don't have to do the same order over and over again. You can mix it up. So just pouring my colors in here. And the technique we're going to be doing is called the flip cup. All right, gold can be kind of overpowering, so I want to make sure I don't include too much. Just a little more turquoise and we're ready. So the reason this is called a flip cup is if you're really not afraid of mess in your house and you're really brave, you can actually take and flip the cup over. You just have to go really quickly, and of course that's using centrifugal force. So if you go over quickly, that force is keeping the paint in the cup. The way to do it very conservatively is to take your canvas, place it solidly on your cup with your hand flat against, and just tip it like that and set it back down. I like to allow my cup to rest for a little bit as the paint all drips down and out of the cup. And then what you're going to do is called burping the cup. At least that's what I call it, which is you're going to pull the cup up to release the vacuum that's happening. You can move the cup as you do that to get a completely different look, or you can just take it straight up. One of the things to keep in mind is if you leave the cup over top of the painting, you're going to get drops of paint that also change the dynamic of the painting. So when I take my cup off, I tend to scrape it to the side so that I don't get those drops in the middle of my painting, but you might like what that looks like. All right, so here we go. I always say that these look kind of like either geology or something galactic. These colors might look like a topography map. All right, so again, I'm just going to go ahead and tilt my painting around. Start running my paint off. One of the things people get excited about in acrylic pouring are called cells, and that's where the density of the paints are different because, of course, you know, I'm not a completely mathematical robot in my mixtures, and so you end up with some paints being heavier, more viscous than others, and you get cells where the paint on top will open up and you can see the paint beneath it. So it's always kind of fun to look for cells in your paintings. You just want to make sure, again, that you are covering the entire canvas. If there's an area that's being difficult, again, you can just tap, tap. Make sure you grab the edges of your canvas, and then you want to make sure you move any patterns or colors back to the center that you want. Okay, so that is a flip cup. Just touching up my edges there. And you see these are cells in here that are popping up. So the turquoise is moved out of the way to show the gold coming through. And you can see a nice thin layer of canvas right there that my paint wasn't wanting to stick to. So I'm just gonna dot, dot, dot some paint over the top of it. So as these dry, they're gonna continue to change because of gravity. So you wanna make sure you're on a level surface. If you're not, your painting might skew to one side or another. That's one thing to keep in mind. All right, I look forward to creating other techniques with you in other videos.